Welcome to GAYATHRI'S Cook Spot. I'm Gayathri Kumar and today I'll show you a sweetheart red velvet cake which is Valentine's Day special. So this is a really easy cake recipe, only a little bit of technique included to make that heart shape inside your cake, okay? And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, comment and share with your friends. This is a really beautiful cake you can do for the Valentine's Day and enjoy, with your near and dear ones. Okay, so this recipe actually has two of my most favorite cakes, the red velvet cake and the condensed milk cake. So let's see how to make it. First, let's preheat the oven to 160 degrees centigrade and let's make the red velvet cake first. So to maida, add sugar, baking soda and cocoa powder. So in a red velvet cake, you shouldn't add Dutch processed cocoa powder. You have to add raw cocoa powder. And as for the sugar, you can either use granulated or you can just powder it and add it to the mixer. Just weigh everything and then do the processing and all after that. Okay. So after mixing all the dry ingredients, let's add the liquid. So curd 50 ml and milk 50 ml and oil 50 ml. Again here oil, it can be any oil, refined oil or coconut oil, whatever oil which doesn't have any kind of odor in it, you can use it here. And then add vanilla essence and vinegar. Vinegar, it can be apple cider vinegar or the white vinegar. Finally, tomato red color, so add half a tablespoon. If you are using gel color, you can also add gel red color to the batter. So that's according to you, whatever type of food color you have, you can use it. For me, liquid red food color actually works best for all my red velvet cakes. So the color comes out really good. Okay. So now after mixing everything, I felt that the color was slightly, paler. So I just added a little bit more of color to it. Now after mixing the batter, always do the final mixing with a spatula. Okay, so over mixing the batter will make your cake denser. So don't over mix the cake batter. And while doing this, you also have to keep your 7 inches square cake tin ready. Just transfer the batter into it. We are not going to bake a really large cake. It's just a flat sponge so that we can easily make hearts out of it. Just spread it out evenly inside the cake tin. I usually line my cake tins, that way my cakes they don't stick to the bottom of the cake tin. It will be easier to remove the cake out of the cake tin. Okay, just tap it slightly to remove larger air bubbles and bake it in oven for 20 minutes. So anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. It depends upon your oven temperature also. Now just loosen the sides of the cake from the cake tin and we're just going to flip it onto the wire rack and we will just allow this to cool completely. Okay, so while this is cooling, we will actually make the vanilla sponge, the batter, and there is an initial baking involved also. So we'll do all those things and by the time this sponge will cool and we can actually cut out heart shapes out of it. So to mix the vanilla batter, this is my condensed milk cake batter, but you can also use any cake batter which you like. Okay, so to maida, add baking powder and baking soda and mix everything together so that all the ingredients combine properly. So use a wire whisk. It aerates the mixture. Whenever you mix dry mixture, it aerates it very well. So after mixing the dry mixture, we will mix all the wet ingredients in another bowl. Take sweetened condensed milk. You can use Mithai Mate or you can use Milk Maid. So whatever sweetened condensed milk you get, you can use it. Add 25 milliliter of oil and 50 milliliter of milk and a few drops of vanilla essence. So here also I'll be adding 1/4 teaspoon of vinegar. So vinegar adds a nice moisture and softness to the cake recipe. So I like to add vinegar in all my eggless cake recipes. Okay. So now once all the wet ingredients are mixed together, we will add the dry ingredients which we prepared earlier. Just mix with the whisk. Yeah, you don't have to mix it until it's very smooth. Just roughly mix it, and for the final mixing use the spatula. So always do this so that your cake doesn't turn out very dense in texture. So after mixing the batter, what we are going to do is we are going to take 1/3 of the batter. We are going to bake it for 10 minutes, and then we'll arrange the hearts and pour the remaining batter on top. Okay, this is a 6 inches loaf tin. Actually, this is a travel cake tin, so it has huge holes at the side. So what I have done is I have lined it properly. I have added an aluminum foil at the side so that the batter won't leak out of the holes. So if you have a loaf tin, please use it. Make sure that it is high so that it can accommodate your hearts inside. Okay, just 1/3 of the batter, pour it inside the tin, and we're going to bake this for just 10 minutes, not more than that. Okay, so while the while the cake is baking, we'll cut the hearts out of the red velvet cake. Use a heart-shaped cookie cutter, or if you don't have a cookie cutter, use you can make a stencil out of cardboard, and then you can just use a knife to slice out the heart. So it's not that you have to have a cookie cutter for this. So try to cut hearts as much as possible in that sponge. Okay, so this is actually for a 6 inches loaf tin loaf cake. So if you are doing any recipe, like if your loaf tin is larger in size, you have to increase the amount of batter used in the recipe. Okay, proportionately increase both the batters. So for final assembly, so this is baked for 10 minutes. Okay, slightly baked, and now I'm just assembling the hearts inside the tin. Just keep the hearts in the center and do not press it down. So it will slightly go below the the top layer, but still don't press it down, and just stack it at a neat line. Like it shouldn't go here and there. All the hearts should be aligned properly, totally in the center of the tin. Okay, so the thing is, if you keep the wider base at the bottom, it's easy. Your cake, the hearts will stay in place. If you place the pointed side below, it's going to shift its position, and so the final cake, you won't get proper hearts in the final cake. So make sure that the broader side is at the bottom, and then pour the remaining batter on top. I'm using a disposable piping bag to do it because it will be easier for you to do. Okay, so once all the batter is poured inside, just tap the tin to remove any excess air bubbles, and then we're going to bake it again for 30 minutes. Okay, after 30 minutes, let's remove the cake from the cake tin, like oven, and test the cake with a toothpick or a cake tester and see if there is any batter left out. If it comes out clean, that's fine. Just let it sit for 5 minutes in the tin itself, and then use a knife or a blunt knife or a butter knife. Just slightly loosen the cake from the sides of the tin, and then invert it onto the wire rack. So this is slightly hot, so make sure that you don't touch the tin with your bare hands. Now take the tin out. Let the cake cool completely before slicing. Don't slice a hot cake, okay? It's going to squish the inside texture, and you won't see that spongy kind of texture inside. So just allow it to cool completely before slicing. Use a serrated knife. Just think this as a bread loaf and then slice it, maybe quarter inch, 1/3 inch or a half an inch thickness would be fine, and see how beautiful the heart is inside. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. So if you are trying this recipe, please do try and let me know in comments how it turned out, how you liked it, and just share it with your friends and family, and please let me know in the comments also. Okay, so have a wonderful Valentine's Day and enjoy it with this sweetheart Valentine cake. And I also actually made red velvet cake jar with the remaining cakes, and it was really delicious. So please subscribe to my channel. I'll just post the red velvet cake jar soon. Okay, so for now, bye.